So in this lab, we're going to build a worm composting bin. You can use any container you want. This plastic one's nice because if it gets tipped over, there's locks right here so it doesn't fall out. In the last video, you saw the inside. That's about a year's worth of worm composting development. Notice that there are air holes in the side of the bin and in the top because, of course, worms breathe oxygen just like human beings do. So inside of your bin, once you have one and you have poked holes in it, you're going to just start by layering some material. You're going to order worms off the internet, or you can buy them from your local gardening store. And these are usually called egg wigglers. Essentially, you want to start with some material from your kitchen. When we first started, we just had a small package of worms and maybe a couple of mason jars worth of scraps that we chopped up into fine pieces so the worms could get going quickly. The things that work really well to layer into your habitat here are coffee grinds, including the paper filter if it is not bleached, eggshells, any kind of vegetable scraps, rice, grains, etc. I do not put any dairy in here because I don't want it to mold and smell. And also, you just mostly regulating the moisture here, but I do absolutely nothing to this bin. And you can see about how many holes I have, 3 on each side, and then in the top. And this never smells, it never has flies. And occasionally we spray it with water. Typically when we add more food, we just, you can just flick your fingers of water on top of it, make sure it stays moist, because of course worms cannot live in a desiccating environment. So that is basically the manipulative in this lab. Build yourself a worm composting bin, and then we'll, in the process, learn about the biology of worms and what decomposition actually is, and we'll consider what kinds of effects pollution might have in the soil to the kinds of organisms doing these important ecosystem processes of recycling nutrients in the soil.